Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel where we dive into all things in Jurassic World Alive. I am Viperx and today we are going to explore the update version 3.8. Stay tuned to the end of the video. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's start the video. Update 3.8 is set to introduce some game-changing dinos to our Jurassic lineup. We have got a new unique dinosaurs that promises to bring, along with 3 new apex dinosaurs that are sure to dominate in their own right. First up is our new unique dinosaur, Skorpiostegotops. Skorpiostegotops is the latest hybrid in the game, and it's as intimidating as it looks. This beast is a combination of 2 formidable creatures, Skorpiodactylus and Monostegot. By fushing the venomous traits of Skorpiodactylus with the resilient defense of Monostegotops, Skorpiostegotops emerges as a creature that's both deadly and tough. Skorpiostegotops is a sight to behold. Its dark, rugged body is covered in shape, bone-like spikes that give it an aggressive and battle-ready appearance. The creature's signature's burgundy hue, inherited from its percentage, adds a menacing touch, making it stand out in any battle. Its unique rarity, wild card class, and stegosaurid animation set make it a truly special addition to the game. If you're looking to add a versatile and powerful creature to your team, this might just be the one for you. Now let's talk about the basic stats. Health, 4250. Damage, 1350. Speed, 124. Armor, 25%. Critical chance, 10%. Critical hit 125%. These stats shows that Skorpiostegotops is built to last in prolonged battles while dishing out significant damages. Now let's talk about resistance. Starting off, let's take a look at the resistance chart displayed here. As you can see, there are several different resistance, each represented by a unique icon and percentages. Damage over times. This creature has a 100% resistance to dot, which mean bleed effect won't affect it at all. Distraction resistance. This creature also has a 50% resistance to distraction, reducing the impact of opponent move that lower its attack power. Speed reducing resistances. With a 50% resistance, this creature will only be slowed down by half the effects. Stun resistance. As you can see here, this creature has a 50% stun resistance, meaning it's half vulnerable to stun effects. Swap resistance. Another 100% resistance here, which is fantastic for a creature that relies on swapping in and out during battle. Armor resistance. Again 50% resistance here, which meaning it will only partially lose its armor effectiveness against certain debuffs. Now we are going to explore the abilities of this dinosaurs in Jurassic World Alive. These moves are key to dominating in battle, so let's break them down. Dispersed Cunning Strike. First up, we have Dispersed Cunning Strike. This move targets all opponents, reducing damage by 50% for 1 turn and lowering critical chance by 100% for 1 turn as well. It also cleanses the creature's damage over time effects and removes increased damage and critical chance effects. The attack power is set at 1350, making it a solid choice for dealing with multiple threats at once. Cleansing Wound Impact. Next, we have Cleansing Wound Impact. This ability cleanses all negative effects from the user and then deals damage equal to 1.5 times the creature's attack stats. Additionally, it inflicts 25% of the target's max HP as damage over 2 turns. With a cooldown of 2, it's a strategic move for staying in the fight while keeping your opponent bleeding out. Greatest Stunning Rampage. Greatest Stunning Rampage is a powerful attack with a 2x damage multiplier. It targets the opponent with the highest HP, offering a 75% chance to stun them for 1 turn. It also reduces their damage by 50% for 2 turns. With a delay of 1 and a cooldown of 2, it's a great way to control the pace of the battle. Breaking Impact and Run. Breaking Impact and Run is a tactical hit-and-run move. It targets the highest HP opponent with an attack power of 1.5x, reduces their armor by 30%, and lowers their speed by 50% for 2 turns. After this, the creature automatically swaps out. This move has a cooldown of just 1 turn, allowing for quick retreats while leaving your opponent weakened. Medium Nullifying Counter. Then there's Medium Nullifying Counter. This is a counterattack move that targets any attacker by nullifying all their positive effects and dealing 0.5x damage. It's an excellent defensive tool to strip away buffs and punish opponents for striking. Swap in Armored Wound. Swap in Armored Wound is a versatile ability that triggers when you swap this creature into battle. It deals 25% of the target's max HP as damage over 2 turns while also increasing the user's armor by 50% for 2 turns, preventing it from being swapped out again. It's a solid choice for a surprise entry that can turn the tide of battle. Dig In on Escape. Finally, we have Dig In on Escape. This ability is a self-targeted move that cleanses reduced damage, heals the creature by 1350, and removes all negative effects. Additionally, it boosts the creature's speed by 10% for 2 turns and gives it a shield that blocks 50% of incoming damage for this turn. With these benefits, it's a great way to recover and reposition during critical moments. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more Jurassic World Alive content. Now, on second place we have the latest additions in Jurassic World Alive, Cerastegotops. This apex creature is making waves in the community, and we're here to break down everything you need to know about it. Cerastegotops is our apex hybrid, combining the DNA of Skorpiostegotops and Ceratosaurus. This blend gives it a powerful and versatile kit, making it a formidable contender in the arena. With its distinctive look and potent abilities, Cerastegotops is sure to become a fan favorite. Basic stats. Let's take a closer look at Cerastegotops' basic stats. It comes in with a solid 5,500 health, making it quite tanky and capable of absorbing a lot of damage. Its attack stat is an impressive 1,700, giving it plenty of punch in battles. Speed-wise, it's clocking in at 124, which is quite decent and allows it to outspeed many other creatures in the game. On the defensive side, Cerastegotops has a 15% armor rating, adding to its durability. It also has a 10% critical hit chance, which can come in handy when you need that extra bit of damage. And finally, it boasts with a 125% critical hit. Resistance. Starting off, we have the stun resistance. This creature is completely vulnerable with a 100% resistance to being never stunned. Next up is the dot resistance. This beast is fully immune to damage over time with a 100% resistance, making it a tough opponent against bleeding effects. Looking at distraction, it has a 50% resistance, meaning it can shake off half of the incoming distractions, maintaining some of its attack power. Now, for speed decrease, it boasts a 50% resistance, so it can partially resist slowing effects, helping it stay a step ahead in battle. The creature is fully immune to swap prevention with a 100% resistance, so it can always make a quick escape if needed. When it comes to vulnerability, this creature has no resistance, sitting at 33%. This means if it's hit with a vulnerability strike, it will take 67% damage from subsequent attack. Finally, there's 50% resistance to reduced armor, meaning it will only partially lose its armor effectiveness against certain debuffs. In summary, this creature's strengths lie in its full immunity to dot, swap prevention, and stun, but it has to be careful around taunt, vulnerability, and rend. Use this knowledge wisely in your battles to maximize its potential. While we've already seen its impressive stats, Cerastegotops also comes with a powerful set of abilities that make it a wild card in any battle. Group Heavy Strike. First up, we have Group Heavy Strike. This move is all about making an impact on every opponent. It cleanses any vulnerable or reduced damage effects on Cerastegotops, ensuring it can hit as hard as possible. When it attacks, it bypasses armor and lands a precise hit on all opponents with a 1x multiplier, dealing 1,700 damage. Plus, it removes any increased speed effects from the enemy team, slowing them down and giving you the upper hand. Stunning Lacerating Rampage. Next, we have the Stunning Lacerating Rampage. This ability is designed to take out the toughest opponent on the field. It targets the creature with the highest HP, delivering a massive 2x attack with a total of 3,400 damage. But that's not all, it has a 75% chance to stun the target for 1 turn, leaving them vulnerable. On top of that, it applies a damage over time effect, inflicting 25% of the target's max HP for 4 turns. With a delay of 1 turn and a cooldown of 3 turns, timing this move right can be devastating for your opponent. Intimidating Wounding Impact. Intimidating Wounding Impact is another powerful tool in Cerastegotops' arsenal. Before attacking, Cerastegotops cleanses all negative effects, making sure it's in peak condition for battle. This move also buffs its damage by 25% for 2 turns and increases its armor by 25% for the same duration. It then targets the highest HP opponent, reducing their speed by 50% and dealing a 1.5x attack with 2,550 damage. Additionally, it applies a damage over time effect, dealing 25% of the target's max HP over 2 turns. With a cooldown of 2 turns, this move is both defensive and offensive, setting you up for a strong follow-up. Breaking Impact and Run. Breaking Impact and Run is all about hit-and-run tactics. Cerastegotops targets the opponent with the highest HP, delivering a 1.5x attack for 2,550 damage. But that's just the beginning. It also reduces the opponent's armor by 30% and their speed by 50% for 2 turns. After delivering this powerful blow, Cerastegotops automatically swaps out, making it a great way to bring in another creature to capitalize on the debuffs. This move has a delay of 1 turn and a cooldown of just 1 turn, so you can use it frequently in battle. Piercing Headbutt. Piercing Headbutt is a straightforward yet powerful move. It targets the attacker, bypasses armor, and delivers a precise hit with a 1x multiplier, dealing 1,700 damage. On top of that, it boosts Cerastegotops' armor by 10% for 1 turn and increases its damage by 10% for 2 turns, making it more resilient and powerful in the next few rounds. Swap in Stunning Strike. Finally, we have Swap in Stunning Strike. This move triggers when Cerastegotops is swapped into battle. It targets the opponent with the highest damage and bypasses their armor to deal a 1x attack for 1,700 damage. There's also a 66% chance to stun the target for 1 turn, giving you a critical advantage right after swapping in. However, Cerastegotops will be unable to swap out for 2 turns after using this move. Additionally, if the opponent has a damage over time effect at the end of the turn, Cerastegotops will gain a 10% increase in both damage and speed for 1 turn, making it even more formidable. These abilities allow it to fill multiple roles on your team, from tanking hits to dishing out serious damage, making it an all-around versatile choice. Conclusion. So, there you have it. Cerastegotops is a force to be reckoned with in Jurassic World Alive. Its combination of high health, strong attack, and versatile abilities make it a must-have for any serious player. If you're lucky enough to unlock this unique hybrid, make sure to give it a spot on your team. Let me know in the comments if you've added Cerastegotops to your roster. On third number we have one of the fiercest apex creatures in Jurassic World Alive, Glyptosavis. This hybrid monster is a force to be reckoned with, so let's break down everything you need to know to dominate the battlefield with it. This creature is Dartamine but not released yet. Stats and info here may change once the creature is actually released. Glyptosavis is the result of combining the powerful Glyptosaurs and the deadly Trykovenator. With a fusion like that, you know this creature is built for destruction. Let's start with the stats. Glyptosavis comes in with a solid 4,500 health, allowing it to withstand multiple heavy hits in battle. Its 1,500 attack power means it can deal significant damage, making it a true threat to opponents. When it comes to speed, Glyptosavis moves at 113, which isn't the fastest, but it's enough to outpace many other heavy hitters in the arena. Plus, with 25% armor, it can reduce incoming damage, giving it extra staying power during tough fights. Glyptosavis also packs a 10% critical hit chance, so while it's not the highest, it still offers the potential to land some devastating blows. But here's where it really shines, its 140% critical multiplier. When it lands a crit, it's going to hit like a truck, often turning the tide of battle in your favor. Let's dive into the details. Glyptosavis has some unique resistances that make it a formidable opponent in the arena. First up, the stun resistance is at 75%, meaning it's completely not susceptible to being stunned. You'll need to be cautious around creatures that can disrupt your moves. Glyptosavis has a 25% resistance to damage over time effects. This means it can shrug off some bleeding damage but still remains vulnerable, so keep an eye out for those bleed-heavy opponents. When it comes to distraction, Glyptosavis has 50% resistance, allowing it to maintain half of its attack power even when distracted. This can be a game changer when facing creatures that rely on lowering your damage output. Its speed decrease resistance is where it really stands out with a 100% resistance. No matter what, Glyptosavis cannot be slowed down, which is critical in maintaining the upper hand in battle. Glyptosavis is also fully immune to swap prevention, with a 100% resistance. This allows it to freely switch out of battle, making it highly adaptable to changing situations. Vulnerability resistance. 100% resistance to vulnerability means it will only be fully as vulnerable to moves that decrease the damage it takes. However, it has 0% resistance to crit reduction, taunt, and armor reduction. This means it's fully exposed to critical hit reductions, armor-penetrating attacks. Keep this in mind when planning your strategy. Now let's break down each ability and how you can use them to your advantage in the arena. First up, we have Cunning Speed Up Strike. This move is all about setting up Glyptosavis for success. Target, self. It starts by cleansing any damage over time effects, ensuring Glyptosavis can stay in the fight longer. Next, it increases its speed by 25% for 2 turns, giving you the edge to outspeed your opponents for the next 4 attacks. But that's not all. It then targets the opponent with the highest damage, reducing the damage output by 50% for 1 turn and 2 attacks. On top of that, it reduces their crit chance by 100%, effectively neutralizing any threat of a critical hit for the turn. And finally, it removes any positive damage or crit chance boosts they may have, before delivering a solid 1x attack dealing 1500 damage. This ability is great for shutting down opponents that rely on big, critical hits. Next, we have the powerful Vengeful Ferocious Charge, a move that prioritizes devastating your opponent. This move removes any cloak or dodge effect, ensuring your attack hits. It also comes with a 75% chance to stun your opponent for 1 turn, potentially leaving them helpless. Glyptosavis then boosts its own damage by 25% for 2 turns and 4 attacks. After all this setup, it delivers a 1x attack dealing 1500 damage, and imposes 50% vulnerability on the opponent for 2 turns, making them more susceptible to incoming damage. This move comes with a 1-turn delay and 2-turn cooldown, so you'll need to use it strategically. But if you trigger it on revenge, it becomes even more powerful, adding a nullify all positive effects on the opponent while maintaining its 75% stun chance and damage boost, making Glyptosavis a truly terrifying opponent. Up next is Group Resilient Impact, an ability that's perfect for dealing with evasive opponents. Target, self. Glyptosavis cleanses any reduced damage effects before turning its attention to all opponents. It removes dodge, removes cloak, and even clears out any increased speed buffs. Then, it attacks with a 1.5x damage impact, dealing 2250 damage to all opponents while imposing 50% vulnerability for 2 turns on 1 attack. This ability has a 1-turn cooldown, making it a reliable option to use frequently in battles. Now, let's talk about Alert Vestigial Devour Rampage, a move that packs a serious punch. When in a secure state, Glyptosavis first targets itself, increasing its crit chance by 100% for that turn. Then, it attacks the opponent with the highest damage with a 2x attack, dealing 2000 damage. If Glyptosavis is in a threatened state, it becomes even more lethal by breaking shields and dealing 2x damage, which can total up to 3000. On top of that, Glyptosavis will devour 60% of the damage delta's health over 3 turns, keeping it in the fight for longer. This move has a 1-turn delay and a 2-turn cooldown, so timing is crucial. Glyptosavis also has an incredible swap-in stunning distraction ability. When you swap Glyptosavis into battle, it immediately targets the opponent with the highest damage, with a 100% chance to stun them for 1 turn. This move also reduces their damage by 50% for 2 turns over 4 attacks, making them much less of a threat. However, Glyptosavis will be unable to swap out for the next 2 turns, so be mindful of when you use it. Finally, we have on escape critical impact. If your opponent tries to flee the fight, Glyptosavis boosts its own crit chance by 100% for that turn and delivers a 1.5x attack, dealing 2,250 damage. It's the perfect way to punish those who think they can escape. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and follow. At the end of list one of the most formidable creatures in Jurassic World Alive, the Trykovenator. Whether you're new to the game or a seasoned player, this hybrid dinosaur is one you don't want to miss. Stick around as we break down everything you need to know. So, what exactly is the Trykovenator? This apex predator is a powerhouse, created by fusing the mighty Trykosaurus with the Trykovenator. At level 26, this beast is an absolute force to be reckoned with in battles. It combines the best of both its parent creatures, resulting in a dino that excels in both offense and defense. Let's take a look at Trykovenator's stats at level 26. It boasts a solid health pool of 4,500, a damage output of 1,600, and the speed of 110, making it relatively quick for its size. On top of that, it has a 25% armor rating, allowing it to absorb hits effectively, and a 20% critical chance, which means it can land devastating blows when you least expect it. Now, let's dive into the resistance capabilities of the Trykovenator. Understanding a creature's resistance is crucial in battles, as it can determine how well it can stand against various debuffs and status effects. Here's what Trykovenator brings to the table. 100% resistance to speed reduction. This is a game changer in many battles. No matter how hard your opponents try to slow you down, Trykovenator will keep its pace, allowing you to maintain the upper hand in terms of turn order. 100% resistance to vulnerability. With this resistance, Trykovenator won't suffer from increased damage effects, making it even harder for your opponents to land a critical hit. 75% resistance to stun. This is a significant resistance, meaning that most stun attempts will be shrugged off, allowing Trykovenator to keep attacking. 50% resistance to both reduced damage and rent. These resistances mean that even when faced with opponents trying to lower its damage or try to hit the rent, Trykovenator retains half of its potential, which could be the difference between victory and defeat. Armor resistance. Again, 75% resistance here, which meaning it will only partially lose its armor effectiveness against certain debuffs. Alright, Dino trainers, let's take a closer look at the Trykovenator's incredible abilities. This apex predator isn't just about raw stats, it's got a powerful toolkit that can dominate in battles. Here's what each ability does and how you can use them effectively. First up, we have Fierce Defense. This move is all about balancing offense and defense, making Trykovenator a formidable threat on the battlefield. Target, lowest HP, it prioritizes the weakest opponent, breaking through shields and bypassing armor, ensuring that even heavily protected enemies take full damage. Attack 1x 1600, it hits with a solid 1600 damage, enough to take down most low health targets. Remove Taunt, it also clears any taunt effects, allowing you to focus on your strategic targets. Self-boost, on top of that, it cleanses all negative effects from Trykovenator and provides a 50% shield for 1 turn and 4 attacks, adding an extra layer of protection. Next, we have Revenge Definite Rampage, one of Trykovenator's most devastating attacks. Target, most positive effects. This attack is designed to neutralize opponents with multiple buffs. It removes cloak, dodge, shields, and torn while bypassing armor, making sure nothing stands in its way. Attack 2x 3200 with a whopping 3200 damage. This move can outright knock out many creatures in a single hit. On Revenge, If triggered as a revenge move, it does all this without the usual delay, making it even more dangerous. It does have a delay of 1 turn and a cooldown of 2 turns, so timing is key with this one. Devouring Vulnerable Impact is a multifunctional ability that combines offense, healing, and debuffing. Cleanse Vulnerable. First, it cleanses vulnerability from Trykovenator, keeping it from taking extra damage. Target, highest HP. It then targets the opponent with the most health, removing taunt, breaking shields, bypassing armor, and delivering a 1.5x attack for 2,400 damage. Devour Heal, but that's not all. Trykovenator heals itself by 60% over 4 turns, ensuring it stays in the fight longer. Impose Vulnerability, plus, it imposes a 50% vulnerability on the highest HP target for 2 turns and 2 attacks, making them more susceptible to future damage. Instant Taunting Bulwark is a priority move that makes Trykovenator a defensive powerhouse. Priority, it acts first in its turn, giving you an immediate advantage. Self-Boost, it increases armor by 50% for 2 turns and 2 attacks. Provides a 50% shield for 2 turns and 4 attacks, and taunts for 2 turns. This ability is perfect for soaking up damage and drawing enemy fire away from your team. Next up is the Medium Nullifying Counter. Target, attacker. Whenever Trykovenator is hit, it responds by nullifying all positive effects on the attacker and deals 5x 800 damage. This counter is great for punishing opponents that rely on buffs. We have Extreme Obstruction, an ability that enhances Trykovenator's sustainability in battle. Self-Cleanse, it cleanses reduced damage and all negative effects from Trykovenator, ensuring it's operating at full capacity. Heal 75x 1200, it heals by 1200, which can be the difference between survival and defeat in tight situations. Self-Boost, it also increases damage by 50% and critical chance by 33% for 2 turns and 4 attacks, making Trykovenator even more lethal. Target, escapee. Additionally, if an opponent tries to flee, it prevents the swap for 1 turn. On healing, at the start of the turn, if Trykovenator heals, it further boosts its damage by 15% for 2 turns and 2 attacks. In summary, Trykovenator's abilities make it a versatile and resilient fighter. Its combination of offensive power, defensive buffs, and strategic utility can turn the tide of any battle. Whether you're breaking through shields, healing up, or countering opponents' moves, Trykovenator is a force to be reckoned with. Make sure to use these abilities wisely, and you'll dominate the arena in no time. Thanks for watching, fellow Dino trainers. If you found this video helpful or just enjoyed the content, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Jurassic World Alive tips, strategies, and updates. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're always the first to know when a new video drops. I love hearing from you, so leave a comment below with your thoughts, questions, or which dinosaur you want to see featured next. Keep evolving, keep battling, and as always, may your incubators be ever in your favor. See you in the arena.